Shalom, family. Shalom. This is Imano Wall from the Bay Area, BOW. And today we're gonna go into Catholicism. Um, I don't think that we really didn't really went too deep into Catholicism. I know we, tackle Christianity and stuff like that because, that's really like the main one. But of course, Catholicism, they're all pretty much the same thing, but Catholicism carries different things at the same time. And I'm kind of just going to go into those different topics that Christianity doesn't really teach per se, right? They kind of like took away from Catholicism, right? Because supposedly Catholicism was first, and then Protestantism and whatever the case, right? But I'm gonna go into Catholicism because, believe it or not, a lot of our people are still under, I'll say, this curse, man. This flood of indoctrination that has killed spiritually our people, right? But first, let's go into the Bible. Let's get the words of Solomon. Let's grab Proverbs 4, and I'm gonna start at verse 2, and it reads, "For I give you good doctrine, forsake ye not my law." Right, and I wanted to bring this out first because a lot of the things that Catholicism practices is idolatry. That's really the main thing that Catholicism goes into. Idolatry. It's wicked. And they idolize so many things, man. And it's crazy. That's why I brought out this Proverbs 4. It says, "For I give you good doctrine, forsake ye not my law." But guess what? Our people are still worshiping Virgin Mary. Our people are still putting crosses around their neck. Our people are still, walking around praying with their rosary. It's wickedness, man. The Most High gave us good doctrine, which is the law, which is the law, statutes, and commandments that, Moses had given the children of Israel when we were in the wilderness, of course, right? Let's get something else, man. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy. Let's get the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4. Let's get this real quick. It's going to be Deuteronomy chapter 4 and I'm going to start at verse 15. "Take ye therefore good heed unto yourselves, for ye saw no manner of similitude on the day that the Lord spake unto you in Horeb out of the midst of the fire. Lest ye corrupt yourselves and make you a graven image, this similitude of any figure, the likeness of male or female." And this is another thing too, man. What is Catholicism? What is Catholicism doing, man? We as a people, we put up statues of La Virgen or the Virgin Mary and idolize her, man. Put her on a pedestal. We should even do that with the Most High God. Why shouldn't we do that with the Most High God? Because guess what? What did the Most High do to the children of Israel when the children of Israel tried to make an image of the Most High God using that golden calf? He destroyed them. He killed them. So with that being said, why should we do the same thing with our ancestors? It doesn't make sense whatsoever. Let's continue reading though. This is Deuteronomy 4, and I'm going to start at verse 17. "The likeness of any beast that is on the earth, the likeness of any winged fowl that flieth in the air, the likeness of anything that creepeth on the ground, the likeness of any fish that is in the waters beneath the earth. Unless thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, and when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even the hosts of heaven, shouldest be driven to worship them and serve them, which the Lord thy God hath divided unto all nations under the heaven." And this is called too, because the Most High God gave all these things for the heathen to worship. What did it just say right here? I'm gonna reread it just in case y'all didn't, catch what Moses was saying. Verse 19. "Unless thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, and when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even all the hosts of heaven, shouldest be driven to worship them and serve them, which the Lord thy God have divided unto all nations under the whole heaven." Right? He gave that for the heathens, man. Yeah, for the heathens. But let's let's continue. I do have some articles and videos I want to show you. But for right now, let's keep going with the scriptures, and then we'll branch out. Yeah, let's go to the book of Wisdom of Solomon and the Apocrypha, right? Let's get that real quick. And I'm gonna read, let's go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13, and I'm gonna give verse 10. And it reads, Salakia. But miserable are they, and in dead things is their hope, who calleth them gods, which are the works of man's hands, gold and silver, to show art in resemblances of beasts, or a stone good for nothing, the work of an ancient hand. Man, our hope, and this is the sad thing, man. It's really sad. Our hope is in dead things, right? What did it just say? But miserable are they, and it's going to explain who are the miserable people. And in dead things is their hope. Virgin Mary's dead, family. Virgin Mary's dead. It's plain. She's dead, unfortunately. Right? She's dead. So we are considered miserable if we give our hope unto La Virgen or the Virgin. That's just plain upon tables, right? And I'm gonna get another one in Wisdom of Solomon in the same chapter. I'm gonna read the last two verses. Let's go down to verse 18. For health he calleth upon that which is weak, for life prayeth to that which is dead. For aid humbly beseecheth that which have least means to help. And for a good journey he asketh of that which cannot set a foot forward. And for gaining, and for good success of his hands asketh ability to do of him that is most unable to do anything. Man, our people, are people that practice Catholicism, man, and it's cold. And I mean, it's sad. I'm gonna read this again one more time in verse 19. We asked if ability to do of him that is most unable to do anything, because these idols are idols. These idols, right, that we put up are idle. They can't do nothing. They're stagnant. They don't mean nothing, man. Well, of course they, you know what I'm saying? They're nothing. They're nothing. They're wood and stone. And we shouldn't worship wood and stone. That's a commandment of the Most High God. Plain upon tables. Right. So that's what I wanted to bring out first. And right now I'm gonna get let's get this real quick, right? I'm gonna share my screen real quick, family. Just give me 1 sec. Let's get this one real quick. All right, family. So you see right here, this is Our Lady of Guadalupe, right? And for those who don't know, that's the Virgin Mary still, right? But let's read this article, right? So we can get some context of everything, right? And it reads, Our Lady of Guadalupe, also known as the Virgin of Guadalupe, Virgen de Guadalupe, is a Catholic title of Mary. So it's the Catholic title of Mary, right? Mother of Jesus, associated with the series of the 5 Marian apparitions to a Mexican peasant named Juan Diego and his uncle Juan Bernardino, which are believed to have occurred in December 1531 when the Mexican territories were under Spanish Empire. Let's go down real quick. The description of Marian apparitions. So right here is going to go into when our brothers and sisters believed to have seen the Virgin Mary. I'm gonna keep reading. According to the Nikan Mopohua, included in the 17th century, written in Nahuatl, the Virgin Mary appeared 4 times to Juan Diego, a Chichimec peasant, and once in his, where's that land region? The Chichimec, does it say? I guess that's like central Mexico, kind of like La Ciudad de Mexico. So like central Mexico was where Juan Diego was from, right? and once to his uncle Juan Bernardino. The first apparition occurred on the morning of Saturday, December 9th, 1531, which is December 19th on the Gregorian calendar. Okay. Juan Diego experienced a vision of a young woman at a place called the Hill of Tepeyac, which has later become part of the Villa de Guadalupe in the suburb of La Ciudad de Mexico, the Mexico City, which, yeah, I was correct. So pretty much, I mean, we can get the story. Yeah, let's keep reading. Salakia, let's keep reading. I don't want this to be too much. Let's just start from here. On Monday, December 11th, however, Juan Diego's uncle fell ill and he was obliged to attend to him. In the early hours of Tuesday, December 12th, as Juan Bernardino's condition deteriorated, Juan Diego journeyed to Salakia, fam. That's hard to say. Tlatelolco. I don't know how to say that, fam. Salakia. In search of a Catholic priest to hear Juan Bernardino's confession and help minister to help him on his deathbed. To avoid being delayed by the Virgin and ashamed at having failed to meet her on Monday as agreed, Juan Diego chose another route around. Okay, I think this is just the story, man. But essentially, right, our people worship this image right here. This image. You see this in every Hispanic household, man. But one of the things that pretty much was like pretty much the meat and potatoes of this whole story was the fact that let me go back to it, Slovakia. Where is it at? Yeah, so Juan Diego experienced a vision of a young woman, and he thought that was the Virgin Mary, right? So, yeah, I know that was kind of a lot, but let me get a scripture real quick, because a lot of our people, they believe that they see visions and they see God and they see this and that, whatever the case, right? But I want to go to the book of Sirach. Go to the book of Sirach, man. The book of Sirach, chapter 34. I believe it's like, let me see, just real quick. Let me see. The book of Sirach. Do I have it noted down? I'm not too sure. I know. Okay, let me just try to find it on my own. It's all good. Yeah, right here. This is the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 34. And I'm gonna start at verse 1. The hopes of a man void of understanding are vain and false, and dreams lip of fools. Right? Dreams lip of fools. Whoso regardeth dreams is like him that catcheth at a shadow and followeth after the wind. So he's pretty much saying a person that, that be believing in every dream that he have, man, is a fool. And it's like a person that followeth after the wind. So like that's cold, man, because the author of Ecclesiasticus is pretty much saying, bro, like, but you look like a crazy person trying to follow the wind, man. So it's kind of funny how he worded that. So let me see if that's what I wanted exactly. Yeah, I think that's the point. But essentially, that's just what happened to our beloved brother Juan Diego. He got deceived by his dream. So then, they made a whole story and stuff like that. And with that being said, he was led astray, unfortunately. But let's continue. I want to get more scriptures real quick. Yeah, let's get that. Let's get the account in Paul real quick. Let's go to 1 Corinthians. It's like chapter, what was it? Chapter 12 and verse 2. And it reads, ye know that ye were Gentiles carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led. So during the time of Paul was going to these different churches, and one of them was Corinth, which were where the scattered Israelites were. So he was pretty much telling them, hey, bro, you were carried away unto these dumb idols. And that's why Paul had to go there to pretty much tell the truth. Like, hey, no, our God is not Saturn or Jupiter or whatever the case, right? Our God is the God of the Bible, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which his name is Yahweh, right? And with that being said, unfortunately, man, history repeats itself, right? There's nothing new under the sun. So the thing is with Juan Diego, he was carried away onto these dumb idols, man. He thought that La Virgen was in his dream and, at the end of the day, helped him out, right? Which is unfortunate. Let's get another one. Let's go to the book of Baruch and the Apocrypha. The book of Baruch, let me see. I think it's after Sirach, right? Or am I tripping? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go to the book of Baruch, chapter 6. I'm going to bring out verse 70. Let me get that. Verse 70. For as a scarecrow in a garden of cucumbers keepeth no thing, so are their gods of wood and laid over with silver and gold. Man, he's like, man, these dumb idols, bro, they're like a scarecrow. They don't do nothing, man. They're just laid with gold and silver, right? And it's kind of funny how Baruch worded that, because that's real funny, man, honestly. I'm going to keep reading, though. In verse 71, and likewise, their gods of wood and laid over with silver and gold are like to a white thorn in the orchid that every bird sitteth upon. Man, these dumb, bro. If I have, for example, say I had like a virgin statue outside my house, bro, there could be a bird that can poop on that statue, man. Bro, if that statue had any essence, any divinity, birds wouldn't poop on it. But guess what? Birds are gonna poop on wherever they want, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why these idols, man, really aren't nothing, man. And that's what that's what Baruch is pretty much trying to say here. Let's reread it. And likewise, in verse 71, and likewise, their gods of wood and laid over with silver and gold are like to a white thorn in the orchid that every bird sitteth upon, as also to a dead body that is cast into the dark. And I believe Salakia. Yeah, I'm gonna keep reading to verse 73. And ye shall know them to be no gods by the bright purple that rideth upon them, and they themselves afterwards shall be eaten, and shall be a reproach in the country. Better, therefore, is the just man that have none idols, for he shall be far from reproach. Bro, it's better for us not to have these damn idols, man, because we'll be far from the disappointment of the Most High God. We'll be far from reproach, right? That's why having La Virgen, having, a cross around your neck, having that Tammuz around your neck, or having that white Jesus piece, man, it's better that we just don't have them, man, because we'll be far from disappointment of the Most High God, right? Let's go back to the law, right? Let's go to the law. Let's go to Leviticus 19. And I hope y'all are taking notes, man. Because, I mean, of course, we should all know that Catholicism is wicked, but, just to have these precepts in your arsenal, man, just in case you interact with a Catholic, right, in your day-to-day. Let's go to Leviticus 19, and I'm going to read verse 4. Turn ye not unto idols, nor make to yourselves molten gods. I'm the Lord your God. So it's a commandment not to make these damn idols, man. It's plain. It's plain. It's plain. Like, it shouldn't be that difficult to understand. But our brothers and sisters that are in Catholicism are lost in this, man. Are bug outs. And it's unfortunate, man. But, at the end of the day, they don't read the Bible for themselves, man. We'll get into that, right? But let's go back to the Book of Wisdom of Solomon, right? Let's go back to the Apocrypha, right? to the hidden books, right? It's before Sirach. Yeah. Let's go to the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14. Right, that's what I want. And I'm going to get verse 27. And it reads, "For the worshiping of idols not to be named is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil." That's cold. That scripture is cold because, damn, the King Solomon was like, bro, I don't even want to mention no name. But worshiping idols is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil. Damn. That's cold. Like, if we really break that down, we can really bring that back all the way to the time of Adam. What did Adam do? He idolized the knowledge, right? He idolized that and didn't listen to the Most High God. He idolized the wisdom and understanding of these other trees, of these other nations. Man, that's deep. That's deep. Idolization is the root and cause and the end of all evil, man. Think about it, man. Meditate. And yeah. Okay, so let's go into something else. I'm looking through my notes right now. I want to bring out something, right? Let me share my screen real quick. Family, just real quick. Let's get something else, man, that Catholics like to practice, right? And it's called Ash Wednesday, man. I don't know if y'all, if y'all heard about this, man. You already know, man. It's like, why? It's Lakia, family. Let me just get into it, man, before I start rambling, right? This is a tradition in the Catholic Church, right? And we're gonna read it right here. Ash Wednesday in Western Christianity, that's also Catholicism, but we'll keep reading. The first day of Lent, occurring 6.5 weeks before Easter. Depending on the day of Easter, it is immediately preceded by, okay, right here. Ash Wednesday is a solemn reminder of human mortality and the need for reconciliation with God, and marks the beginning of the penitential Lenten season. It is commonly observed with the distribution of ashes and with fasting. Eastern Orthodox churches begin Lent on Clean Monday and therefore do not observe Ash Wednesday. Let's go down. Right. I'm gonna keep reading right here. Let's go down right here. It was the practice in Rome for penitents and grievous sinners to begin their period of public penance of the first day of Lent in preparation for their restoration to the sacrament of the Eucharist. I think that's how you say it. They were sprinkled with ashes, dressed in sackcloth, and obliged to remain apart until they were reconciled with the Christian community on Monday, Thursday. And okay, whatever. Okay. Today in the Roman Catholic Church, the ashes are applied in the shape of a cross. So right here, if y'all can see me, the priest would get some ash, right, and put a cross on your forehead. Right, and it says it right here, so like and I'm gonna keep reading and then pretty much give my 2 cents, right? Salakia, family. Today in the Roman Catholic Church, the ashes are applied in the shape of a cross on your forehead on each worshiper on Ash Wednesday. These ashes are obtained by burning the palms used in the previous year's Palm Sunday service. Receiving ashes is not one of the 7 sacraments of the Roman Catholic Church. Therefore, anyone who wishes to receive ashes may do so regarding of age, religion, and personal standing in the church. The ashes, man. With all that being said, I don't even want to read this thing because it's nonsense, right? Let me stop sharing my screen. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. Right. These why is Lent? Why is Ash Wednesday and Lent created? when there's a high holy day in the Bible that pretty much does the same thing. And we're going to get that right now. We're going to get the Day of Atonement, because Ash, and Lent are supposed to be days where, you fast and you, like what we just read, you consider that we're mortal and that we die. And with that being said, they think that if you put ash on your forehead like this and fast for however day, I forget, it's like 40 days with Lent. It's all connected, right? But with that being said, we have a day in the Bible which we observe, Israelites, of course, right? Which we observe so that we can get reconciliation and approval of the Most High God, man. We sacrifice our flesh that day. But is Lent or Ash Wednesday in the scriptures? Of course not. Let's get Leviticus 23, right, to prove my point. All right, let me Leviticus 23. I believe we'll start at verse 26, right? This is Leviticus 23 and verse 26, and it reads, "And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Also on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. Salakia. It shall be a holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord." Isn't this what Ash Wednesday is? Isn't this what Lent is? Right? Let's keep reading. "And ye shall do no work in that same day, for it is the day of atonement, to make an atonement for you before the Lord your God. For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people." So the Bible is saying, bro, if you don't keep the Day of Atonement, you're going to be cut off, man. Simple. This is not a day where we just decide like, oh, let's, let's fast, or let's do this, let's do that, let's quit. For example, I know this influencer, they were practicing, Lent or Ash Wednesday, and they were like, man, I'm going to fast off drinking. This, I'm going to tell you this. This is crazy. He said, bro, I'm going to stop drinking White Claws. I'm gonna stop drinking White Claws, and I'm going to stop drinking the seltzers, man, because, they've been, you feel me? They've been doing bad for me. And I'm like thinking to myself, man, that's all you have to do in the Catholic Church? Quit drinking White Claws? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. But guess what, man? Our people are going to do what they want to do anyways, right? That's what Catholicism is, man. All the Catholics that I know, and no shade to y'all, man, because, I love all y'all, right? I love all my people. But y'all just wicked, man. Y'all just think that y'all could do whatever you want, man. It's just, man. All I can say is that, oh, well, man. I mean, I feel bad, right? But let me finish this passage in Leviticus 23. This is Leviticus 23 and verse 30. "And whatsoever soul it be that doeth any work in that same day, the same soul will I destroy among his people. Ye shall do no manner of work. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations, in all your dwellings. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest." So this day as well, the Day of Atonement, is a Sabbath. We shouldn't do no work, shouldn't buy or sell. It's a Sabbath, it's a day of rest, and we should afflict our souls that same day as well. "And ye shall afflict your souls in the 9th day of the month at even. From even unto even, ye shall celebrate your Sabbath." With that being said, that's what the Day of Atonement is. Can I find Ash Wednesday or Lent in the book of in Leviticus 23 where it shows all the feast days? Nah, you can't find it. It's not going to be there. It's not going to be there. Right? It's not. Let me let's go to, what do I want? Yeah, let's go to the book of Psalms, right? Psalms 146. Okay. Let's go to the book of Psalms 146. Let me get that real quick. And I want to get verse 3. Put no trust in princes, nor the sons of man, in whom there is no help. Right? Our people just follow anything, man. Our people just follow anyone. That's why they let the priests do the cross on their forehead and do whatever the hell, man. What has that gained us? Like, let's ask like a serious question. What has putting ash on your forehead like this, like a cross, done to us? What advantage does that have in our life? Just think about it. Because I could bring out laws in the scriptures that could benefit our lives, like keeping the Sabbath. If we weren't living in Babylon, keeping the Sabbath is an amazing thing, right? Because the Most High is giving us rest. Because if we worked 7 days a week, 365 days out of the year, bro, we'd be burnt out, man. So with that being said, the Most High gave us a law to where we can rest. Right. But, the Catholic Church, man, they made up so many damn traditions. It's kind of crazy. I didn't even go into everything. Right. With that being said, it's just all over the place. Right. But yeah, let's get another one in the book of Psalms. Let's go to Psalms chapter 118. Right. 118, and I want to get verse 8. So like 118 and verse 8, and it reads, "It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man." Right. We have to put confidence in the Most High God. We have to put confidence in the word rather than traditions of man. Because practicing Lent is a tradition of man. Practicing worshiping La Virgen from Juan Diego, bro, that's a tradition of man. Right? That's a tradition of man. Salakia family, let me put myself on. Salakia family, I just got a call. It was important. But Salakia family, with that being said, we shouldn't be following these traditions of man, like at all. Like at all. We shouldn't be following man. We should be following what does save the Lord. But guess what? We're gonna fall into the traditions of man. We're gonna fall into the priests, the padres, and mass, and whatever the case, man. And it's just not what we should be doing. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. With that being said, I forgot to show y'all a video, matter of fact. And this is a really good, well, it's not a really good video, but it's concerning the Virgin Mary, right? And I know I'm kind of all over the place, so like, yeah, I don't have a reader. But let me show y'all a video, man. Because this makes me laugh, honestly. Because it truly is funny. Let me get it. Okay. So y'all see the screen. Y'all see that this right here, I'm going to show y'all a clip. I'm going to show y'all a clip of something that us Hispanics grew up watching with our abuelas. And it's La Rosa de Guadalupe. The Rose of Guadalupe, right? And what this show is about, they go into like a lot of drama, right? And in every episode, there's drama happening. And then after, people pray to the Virgin and to God. And then the Virgin leaves a little flower, right? And they make it all sentimental and they make it all like, feel good. But our people are so strung out on these damn shows, man. They believe it's true. And this is just comedy. And this is just another reason why we shouldn't be just following or just believing everything we see, right? And I'm going to give you all the context because, of course, this is in Spanish. So I'm going to try my best to translate everything they say because I'm not necessarily fluent in Spanish, but I do understand what's happening. And I'm going to pause too as well. So with that being said, let me press it.
Pesos para arriba.
20,000. De todas formas, sigue siendo mucho dinero para mi familia, doctor.
All right.
La renta no se toca ni los gastos de la casa. Usando los ahorros nos quedan 7,500 pesos. Nos hacen falta 12,500 para completar para el aparato auditivo externo.
Okay, so what's happening here, right? It's a husband and wife, and they're going through some financial troubles because his wife, she's having trouble hearing, right? She has hearing problems, and they're falling short on rent, and all these bills are piling up, and so they're stressing out, of course, like any normal person would be stressing out, from having medical issues, of course, right? Let's continue though.
Si no hacemos un sacrificio, te vas a quedar sorda. Y eso no lo voy a permitir.
So he's like, if we don't sacrifice something, if we don't sacrifice the house or whatever the case, then you're gonna end up deaf. And you see their child, right, is listening. He's like, man, that's crazy, right? Man, he's probably thinking to himself, man, I gotta do something, right? Let's keep watching, right? Let's keep watching.
Es muy poquito el dinero que llevo ahorrado. Necesito trabajar más duro, más horas extras.
He's talking to himself, and he's about to pray right now. So I'm just letting y'all know. But he was saying, like, man, like I need to work more because the money that I have in this jar just ain't enough to help my family, right? But let's continue.
Hijos, les pedimos que vinieran porque su mamá y yo tenemos una noticia que darles y necesitamos de su apoyo. Su hermana está muy chiquita todavía y por eso no la despertamos para que viniera.
¿Mi mamá ya se alivió?
No, mi amor. Su mamá necesita un aparato para poder escuchar bien y ese aparato cuesta mucho dinero.
So, their dad is pretty much saying, like, hey, like, he's telling his sons, like, hey, your mom, she, or whoever, I forget, she needs to get an operation done, but it costs a lot of money. So they're just listening out, they're hearing what's going on, the bad news, of course, and he's just pretty much telling them what's going on, right, in a formal form.
Lo siento mucho, ma. Quiero cambiar mi carta. Si el niño Dios necesita apoyo, no está solo. Porque eso que tiene que hacer es mucho más importante que mi regalo y el dinero que le pedí.
Okay, so this is funny, right? So what he's saying, he's telling his parents, like, hey, I'm gonna change my letter to Santa, right? Because as you can see, it's during the time of Christmas, which is, of course, man, goes back into idolatry, man. And that's why I picked this episode, because it's twofold, man. They're celebrating Christmas, and of course, they're gonna get into the whole virgin thing. But with that being said, he's like, man, I'm gonna change my letter to Santa, and I'm gonna ask for something more important, right? I'm gonna ask for something more important, right? And he was saying, forget the money that I asked for Christmas. I'm gonna ask for something more important, and he's gonna go into what he's gonna ask for.
Por favor, Virgen de Guadalupe.
As you see right here, the little kid did not ask, please, God of Israel. He didn't say, please. He didn't even say, please, Jesucristo. He said, por favor. He said, please, Virgin Mary. That's how he started his card with, man. Shouldn't we give all honor and praise to Yahweh, and we do so by Hashem Mashiach Yahweh Shai? That's how we should start out our prayers, or our beggings, or whatever the case you want to call it, right? That's how we should start it. But this fool, you know, he's saying, please, Virgin Mary. And we read that too in the book of Wisdom of Solomon, man. We pray to things that are dead, man. Us as a people, anyways, right? Us as a people, right? If we're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and we're in Catholicism, we pray unto the dead, man. And that's what this little kid is doing, man. Unfortunately, man, this is what our people are watching. Our people love this show, man. I used to love this show. I used to love watching this show with my grandma. But guess what, man? It's wicked. It's wicked. It's wicked. It's wicked. It makes you feel good because it's a good message, but at the end of the day, it's wickedness, man. And it's leading our people astray. But let's finish this out, right?
Eche de la mano al niño Dios y eche de también un montón a papá Dios, para que mi mamá vuelva a oír.
Right after he says, please, Virgin Mary, like help my mom. After he says that, he says, through, you know, Papa Dios, which is the Father God, and, you know, Diosito, which is the Son of God, or Yahweh Shai, right? He says the Virgin Mary before the Father and the Son, which is absolutely crazy to me. But I'm gonna keep. Matter of fact, let me go back real quick. Let's go back real quick. Let's rewatch it.
Por favor, Virgen de Guadalupe, eche de la mano al niño Dios y eche de también un montón a papá Dios, para que mi mamá vuelva a oír. Ayúdame, escúchame, habla con el niño Dios, con tu hijito y con papá Dios, que mi regalo de Navidad sea que mi mamá vuelva a escuchar.
Okay. So essentially, that prayer was answered, right? He was, you know, praying that, his mom would get healed and stuff like that. And it got answered. And the reason how it got answered, and the reason why it got answered is because, you know, they show the Virgin Mary, and the Virgin Mary leaves the flower, you know, which is pretty much the title of the show, La Rosa de Guadalupe, pretty much saying that, you know, they were blessed or whatever the case may be. Right. But as you heard, man, in the music, you know, it's inspirational. It's, you know, it's heartwarming and whatever the case, right? But this is what our people are into, man. And it's leading our people astray. And I just wanted to go into that, man, because, man, it deceived me for a little while as well. So I just wanted to point that out. Let me stop sharing my screen. But yeah, that's just kind of like a funny note, man. But let's move on. I do got other things to bring out. Let me see. Yeah, let's go into something else, man. And this actually makes me mad, right? Let's go into what Catholicism did to our people, like physically. I'm gonna share my screen once again. And like I said, I have articles, man. I have articles in this video, man. So take note in this. Take note for sure. You know, I'm sure that y'all will see the links of stuff when I show it. But let me pull this article out, man, because honestly, man, this pisses me off, man. Most definitely. But it has to be shared, man. It has to be shared. Let me get this pulled up, Salak. All right. Okay. So let me see if I can get that title. The church wounded my spirit, took away my soul, and robbed me of my childhood. And that's what this woman is saying right here. Right? Matter of fact, let me go up because I was scrolled down. Matter of fact, this is the article, right? This is from the Washington Post, right? A reputable news outlet, right? But it is called In the Name of God, right? And I'm gonna read this. For decades, Catholic priests, brothers, and sisters raped or molested Native American children who were taken from their homes by the U.S. government and forced to live at remote boarding schools, a post-investigation found. So, man, these wicked ass Catholics, right? And I'm gonna excuse my French, but these wicked ass people, man, took our brothers and sisters from their land and put them in boarding schools, and then right after doing that, raped them. Let's read some accounts, man, because this has to be shared. And so, like, I shouldn't even have to use the word, raped. I'll say, because they'll probably take down this video. So but also this is fair use. Everything that I showed is fair use, man. Fair use. So, like, I forgot to say that. So let's read this real quick. Clarita Vargas was 8 when she was forced to live at St. Mary's Mission, a Catholic-run Indian boarding school in Olmec, Washington, that was created under the U.S. government policy to strip Native American children from their identities. A priest took her and other girls to his office to watch a TV movie, then groped and fondled her as she sat on his lap. The beginning of 3 years of sexual abuse, she said. It haunted me my entire life, said Vargas, now 64. It's trauma, family. This is trauma. Let's keep reading. Jay, a 70-year-old member of the Assiniboine and Gross Venture of tribes, whose surname is not being used to protect his privacy, was sent to St. Paul Mission and boarding school in Hayes, I believe, Montana. When he was 11, Jay said, a Jesuit brother raped him in a shack next to the Pine Grove where the priest cut down Christmas. Man, these are wicked people, man. Not only was this Jesuit brother, I don't even want to say brother, this Jesuit man, not only was he, a part of these boarding schools, he raped a man, Jay. Man, that's crazy. Not only are they, raping people, but they're doing it in a homosexual act as well. He said, if I ever told anybody that I would go to hell. These damn priests are so damn wicked, man. These damn people in these Catholic church said, bro, if he's telling you one day you're going to hell, he will snitch, you're going to hell. Right after he got assaulted by a gay man. Wicked, man. Wicked, man. We got to expose this. Geraldine Charbonneau Dubois was one of 9 sisters who said they were sexually or physically abused by priests at an Indian boarding school in Marty, South Dakota. She said that she was 16 when a Catholic priest repeatedly raped her in a church basement, and that a doctor and several Catholic sisters later forced her to undergo an abortion. Man. Damn. And this is my second time reading this, but it's crazy to say, because I might be mistaken, but I believe the Catholic Church says that you shouldn't be committing abortions. That's a sin. But here we go. We see an account that our sister is being told by Catholic sisters to get an abortion. And a quote that she said is, if anybody says you get over the abuse, trust me, you don't get over it. Our sister never got over the abuse that she got as a child, man. It's sickening. It's sickening. But these nuns, these people destroyed our brothers and sisters, man. Destroyed us, man. Esau is the damn devil, man. Esau is so wicked. We're going to keep reading, though, family, because this is important. Yeah. These firsthand accounts and other evidence documented by the Washington Post revealed the brutality and sexual abuse inflicted upon children who were taken from their families under a systematic effort by the federal government to destroy Native American culture, assimilate children into white society, and seize tribal lands. Man, these people are wicked, man. Wicked, 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 wicked. From 1819 to 1969, tens of thousands of children were sent to more than 500 boarding schools across the country, the majority run or funded by the U.S. government. Children were stripped of their names. We were stripped of our names, right? We have last names like Smith, Johnson, Cortez, Hernandez, Gonzalez, right? To continue, right? Etc. Their long hair was cut, and they were beaten for speaking their languages, leaving deep emotional scars on Native American families and communities. By 1900, 1 out of 5 Native American school-aged children attended a boarding school. At least 80 of the schools were operated by the Catholic Church or religious affiliates. Let's keep reading. The Post investigation reveals a portrait of persuasive sexual abuse endured by Native American children at Catholic-run schools in remote regions of the Midwest and Pacific Northwest, including Alaska. At least 122 priests, sisters, brothers assigned to 22 boarding schools since the 1890s were later accused of sexually abusing Native American children under their care, the Post found. Most of the documented abuse occurred in the 1950s and 1960s and involved more than 1,000 children. It's crazy, man. A national crime scene is how Deborah Parker, a citizen of the Tulalip tribes and the chief executive of the National Native American Boarding Schools Healing Coalition, described the network of church-run Indian boarding schools. They committed crimes under the cloak, said Parker, whose grandmother and the other family members were sent to boarding schools. And this is sad, man, because we just read earlier that the Jesuit man did it the same thing. He pretty much said it the same way, but just in different form. These Catholic priests said that they raped our children because they did it in the name of God. To say that you can rape somebody in the name of God is horrendous, man. You got to be put to death. Like, honestly, man. Like these Edomites got to go, man. All praise to the Most High. The Most High has a set time for that, but we're just exposing the lies and the wickedness of this damn religion, right? Because this damn religion said that they raped people in the name of God, right? To investigate, the Post examined histories of priests named on lists disclosed by Catholic entities as having faced a credible claim of sexual abuse. Using those lists from diocese, Slovakia, and religious orders, the Post then identified which abuser worked at Indian boarding schools. Reporters also reviewed lawsuits, sworn affidavits, oral histories, and thousands of boarding schools records, and conducted interviews with former students. The Post finding come at a time when the country's first Native American cabinet secretary, Deb Haaland, whose own relatives were sent to boarding schools, is scrutinizing the history of the schools that were operated or supported by the U.S. Interior Department, the agency she now leads. And let's keep reading. As with past government inquiries into the boarding schools, Haaland's investigation has not delved into the sexual abuse of Native American children at church-run schools. A 2022 report by her department blamed the U.S. government for the boarding school system and cited rampant physical, sexual, and emotional abuse of the children. But the report did not detail the schools where sexual abuse happened, the number of children raped or molested, or the names of priests or other religious members who abused them. And that's crazy too, man. They didn't even report, man. They didn't report. And there's most likely way more incidents. But as far as we only know what the Washington Post has cited, right? But there was definitely more things going on, man, behind the scenes. Let's read this. Let's read this. I've been waiting 67 years to tell this story, said Jim LaBelle or Jim LaBay. And Inu Salaki, I can't say that tribe name. Incupiac from Fairbanks, Alaska, who spent 6 years at the Rangel Institute, a government-run school in the state, 700 miles from his home. He was forbidden to use his Alaskan native name from the time he was 8. He was instead identified by number, a new one assigned each year. Man, our brothers and sisters went through hell and back, man. The abuse of Native American children predated by decades the revelations that priests at Catholic churches had sexually abused thousands of minors in the United States and other countries. Those scandals in the early 2000s gave Native Americans the courage to come forward with their own stories of abuse and seek accountability through lawsuits. And right here, these are statistics of the Catholic priests, man, abusing our brothers and sisters. And I think y'all get the point, man. You know, I think y'all get the point. But another thing that hurts me, and at the same time, like, I don't blame them, it's the fact that our brothers and sisters, our native brothers and sisters, will probably never come to this understanding of the Bible, or will never want to come to the understanding of the Bible, because they have a preconceived notion that everybody that practices the Bible, right, they do the same things that the Catholic Church did to their family members or themselves. So they're scarred, man. They got PTSD from this damn book, which you shouldn't have, because they're these damn people in the book. We're the people of the Bible, man. Blacks, Hispanics, and the Native Americans, man. We're the people of the book. And, you know, this article is super long, man. But I don't want to keep this long-winded. But if y'all want to, you know, read this article for yourselves, y'all can. This is in the Washington Post. Y'all can find it right here in the name of God. But just to, you know, move on from that, man, let's get out of that, right? Because I still have other things to show. Right, what was I going to show, Salaki? I said I was going to show other things, right? Oh, yeah. Let's get into that. We're going to go into a different topic, right? Because Catholicism teaches that, you know, the religion is universal, right? And matter of fact, let me go back to sharing my screen again. Let's go to an article, right? Let's go to the wiki, right? Where's that at? Oh, right here. Yeah. Okay. So let's read right here. Catholic. The word Catholic, derived via Latin, Catholicus, the ancient Greek. Okay. Comes from the Greek phrase, this right here. On the whole, according to the whole in general, is in combination of the Greek. Okay. We don't need that. The word in English can either of the Catholic faith or relating to the historical doctrine and practice of Western. Okay, this is not important, right? Salakia. In non-ecclesiastical use, it derives its English meaning directly from its root and is currently used to mean the following, right? So this is what Catholic means, or Catholicism means, right? Including a wide variety of things, or all-embracing, a universal or of general interest, having broad interests or wide sympathies, inclusive, inviting. So the Catholic Church is supposedly inclusive and inviting and universal. Where do we see that in the scriptures? You might say, of course, John 3:16. To be honest, I don't even want to go into that, man, because that whole verse is just so played out. We all know, if you're a Hebrew Israelite, we know that John 3:16 is not talking about the whole world. It's talking about the government of people, right? If you go into the Greek, right, it just means essentially the nation of Israel, right? I don't want to get into that. There's thousands of lessons that you can watch, man, by any Hebrew Israelite that will pretty much back up my point, right? But You can't even use that, right? And I'm gonna go into scriptures pretty much proving or like, second guessing that the Bible or Catholicism or whatever the case is universal, right? Let's first go into Hebrews chapter 8, man. Because supposedly Catholicism started in Matthew 16 when Jesus gave the keys to Peter of heaven, right? Or whatever the case, right? But that's when Catholicism started. So it pretty much started during the time of Jesus, right? But let's get something, right? Let's get the new covenant. Who is the new covenant for? Right. Let me get the book of Hebrews real quick. And y'all know where I'm going, man. If you've been studying just the Bible, and if you've been a Hebrew Israelite for a while, you know this scripture. But I'm gonna bring it out for the ones who don't know. Right. So I'm gonna bring out something about the new covenant, right? In the New Testament. And we're gonna see whether or not the Bible is inclusive. Right. Let's read on. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 8. I'm gonna start at verse 8. For finding fault with them, he said, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Right. A lot of Catholics and Christians believe that the new covenant started when Jesus died on the cross. But it literally said right here that the new covenant is for the house of Israel and the house of Judah. How would that be inclusive? What about the house of Moab? What about the house of Ham? What about the house of Japheth? What happened to them? Right? Ask yourself that. It wouldn't make sense, right? So with that being said, the new covenant is for Israel at the end of the day. It's not Yahweh Shai or Jesus Christ is not saying, oh, it's for whoever believes that they're Joe or whoever believes that they're Jacob or Israel or Judah, whatever the case. Nah, man, it's specifically for the 12 tribes of Israel, people that descend from Jacob, right? Let's move on. Let's go to Acts 2, right? Because the Bible is not a universal book, man. And I got to prove that, man, because our people believe that it's for everybody. Our people believe that it's for everybody, man. It's crazy. Let's read, though. This is the book of Acts, chapter 2, and I'm going to give verse 21. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ shall be saved. Wait. Catholics read this and they're like, you see, whoever calls on the name of Christ shall be saved. You are hypocrites, man. You are hypocrites. You don't know nothing. Let's read on, man, for the people that don't understand what's it talking about. Let's read. Verse 22, ye men of Israel, hear these words. Like, that's kind of crazy, man. They had it for a second. They had it in verse 21, right? But when we go down to verse 22, man, y'all realize that it's for Israel, man. It's always going to be for Israel. Let's finish this up, right? Ye men of Israel, hear these words, Jesus of Nazareth, a man approved of God among you by miracles and wonders and signs, which God did by him in the midst of you, as ye yourselves also know. He's talking to us, man. He's talking to the nation of Israel. He's saying, whosoever in the nation of Israel shall call on the name of Christ shall be saved. Not everybody. So, and this is New Testament. I thought the New Testament was for everybody. It was universal. I thought Catholicism was universal. Nah, man. Y'all got that mistaken, man. Let's go to Joel chapter 2, right? Let's just get a precept for that, right? Joel chapter 2, man. Salakia. Let me try to find it. Right here, Slack. We're to get the book of Job, chapter 2. And let's start at verse 32. And it reads, it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as the Lord hath said, and in the remnant whom the Lord shall call. Right. With that being said, right? With that being said, this is always going to be taught. The whole Bible is about Israel, right? The whole Bible is about Israel. So that's why it's so important to understand what's really going on in the Bible, because a lot of our people are just reading the New Testament and reading it for face value, but not really understanding what's really going on in the New Testament. And it's unfortunate, but a lot of our people are lost, man, in that indoctrination of Christianity, Catholicism, etc. And it's my job, and it's your job too, to rebuke our brothers and sisters, man, and to get them in the right doctrine and in the right understanding. We got to stop following traditions of man. We got to stop following these idols, these things that we think are powerful but really aren't. You know, what I just showed you, we think that, you know, La Virgen has power because we see in La Rosa de Guadalupe. We see that she has power in the show, but it's just a show. It's just a show. It's fiction. People don't understand that though, man. My job, man, as you know, as a soldier in this, right, is to tell our people the truth. And lastly, I want to get one last scripture, and then I'm gonna get one more article, and we're gonna be done. Right? Let's go to the book of Revelations. Right? Go to the book of Revelations, chapter 21. God. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 21. I'm gonna start at verse 9. And there came unto me one of the seven angels, which had seven vials full of the seven last plagues, and talked with me, saying, Come hither, I will show thee the bride, the Lamb's wife. And he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me that great city and the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from God, having the glory of God, and her light was like unto a stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal, and had a wall great and high. It had 12 gates, and the 12 gates, 12 angels, and names written thereon, which the names of the Salakia, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. What is that saying, man? What is that saying? What is that saying? That the Lamb's wife are the children of Israel. Is an analogy. Is a metaphor, right? The children of Israel is the bride of Yahushua. That's what it's saying right here. That's what it's saying. It says right here, I will show thee the bride, the Lamb's wife, right? He's going to show us the Lamb's wife. And then later on, it mentions the 12 gates. That's all that has to be said, man. That's all that has to be said. How would these other nations be applied in this if they're not the 12 gates? How can a Moabite say, hey, man, I'm a part of these 12 gates when the 12 gates are the children of Israel, right? The 12 gates are the children of Israel. A Moabite can't go through that gate because he's not a children of Israel. It's simple, man. These people are not, these people are not going to be a part of the bride. Only Israel will. Only the nation of Israel is the bride of Yahushua. And I just, to be honest, man, the word Catholic is just not biblical. A religion that's universal in the Bible is not biblical. Because Yahushua, man, he has his wife. He has his special bride. And like I'm keep repeating over and over again, it's the nation of Israel. I'm going to get one last article for y'all because I just like this story. So let me share my screen one last time. and we're going to get right into it. Right. Okay. So we're going to read this story about the Taino leader, Hathaway, right? And he was executed in Cuba, right? This is our brother right here that got executed. Powerful brother, man. Powerful brother. We're going to read the whole story too, because I think this is a good just story about what happened, right, to our brothers and sisters. And we're going to read. Little is known about Hathaway, a Taino Caquite leader and the first prominent freedom fighter of the Americas. So he was a freedom fighter. Not his date of birth, nor exactly when he first led his force into battle. But on February 2nd, 1512, he died at the hands of European invaders in Cuba, where he arrived to organize resistance the year before. Hathaway's armed resistance began on the island of Hispaniola, today Haiti and the Dominican Republic, during the age of Columbus, and probably increased after 1502 when he fleet a 30 Spanish ship. Oh, it's like it when a fleet of 30 Spanish ships brought the new governor Nicolas de Ovando hundreds of Spanish settlers and an estimated 100 enslaved Africans to Hispaniola. Spain was continuing its search for gold, and the Africans were brought to do the hard work. Before the first year was over, Governor Ovando complained to King Ferdinand that the enslaved Africans fled among the Indians, taught them bad customs, and could not be captured. So, the Spanish settlers, they brought our Southern Kingdom brothers to the land of Hispaniola, but our brothers, they fled. They fled to, where the Northern Kingdom was inhabiting, right? I'm gonna keep reading. The last four words reveal more than his problem with disobedient servants or his difficulty of retrieving runaways in the rainforest. Ovando is probably describing the formation of the first American Rainbow Coalition. Hathaway and his followers are greeting and embracing the runaway Africans as their allies. You know what I'm saying? That's biblical. After about a decade of armed resistance in Hispaniola, in 1511, Hathaway and 400 of his followers climbed into canoes and headed to Cuba. His plan was to mobilize his fellow Caribbean islanders against the bearded intruders and their lust for gold and the slavery, misery, and death it brought. Right. So he was, Hathaway was trying to go against these damn settlers, man, the damn conquistadors. Slovakia. And it reads, in Cuba, where Hathaway's clear message was recorded by the Dominican priest Bartolome de las Casas, the intruders worship gold. So Hathaway is saying, man, these intruders worship gold, fight and kill, usurp our land and make us slaves. For gold, slaves in the land they fight and kill. For these they persecute us, and that is why we have to throw them into the sea. So Hathaway is like, man, these damn Catholics, right? These damn Catholic priests, man, are, they worship gold. They fight to kill, man. All they're trying to do is conquer, right? And Hathaway's goal was to throw him into the sea, was to kill him, right? But what happened? Hathaway's forces had no sooner begun to mobilize Cubans when well-armed Spaniards under Diego Velázquez landed in Cuba. One was Hernan Cortez, who would conquer Mexico. Hathaway's strategy to attack guerrilla fashion and then disperse to the hills and regroup for the next attack kept the Spaniards pinned down and afraid at their fort at Barbacoa for at least 3 months. So, hey, man, Hathaway, he had his thing going on, man. He was doing his job, man. He was doing his work and had the Spaniards pinned down. All praise to the Most High. Slovakia. All praise to the Most High, man, that he can do that. But finally, a Spanish offensive overwhelmed Hathaway and his troops. On February 2nd, 1512, Hathaway was led out for a public execution. Las Casas described the scene. That was the priest, right? When tied to the stake, the leader, Hathaway, was told by a Franciscan friar who was present, something about the God of the Christians and of the articles of faith. And he was told that he would slack it. And he was told what he could do in the brief time that remained to him in order to be saved or go to heaven. So this person right here was telling Hathaway, hey man, I know you're tied to a stake right now, but I'm gonna tell you how you can get to heaven. Right? I'm gonna tell you. The Edomite was telling our brother Hathaway, our powerful brother Hathaway, how to get to heaven. And I'm gonna keep reading. The Cacique, who had never heard any of this before and was told he would go to Inferno, where if he did not adopt the Christian faith, he will suffer eternal torment. Asked the Franciscan friar if Christians all went to heaven. So I thought Hathaway asked, the Christian or the Catholic, they go back and forth with the words, right? He asked if Christians go to heaven. And I'm going to keep reading. When told that they did, he said he would rather prefer to go to hell. Right. Our leader, our powerful Taino brother, man. Our powerful brother said he would rather go to hell because you're telling me these damn white people go to heaven and I don't want to go to heaven with y'all. What is heaven if I'm with my oppressors? What is heaven if these killers deserve eternal life? He told that priest, he told that Christian, man, I'd rather die, man. I'd rather die than be in heaven with you. And I ain't gonna lie, man. That's the coldest what, man. Our brother, man, he died a powerful death, man. Powerful. And to this day, man, it says today a statue in Cuba celebrates Hathaway as a natural hero. All praise to the Most High, man. All praise to the Most High. He was a hero. And, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, family. But with that being said, man, we went into Catholicism in a nutshell, man. The wickedness, the idolatry, the sexual immorality that Catholicism brings, man, to the table. We exposed everything, man. We exposed everything. And if y'all like the video, please share, please subscribe, please tell your brothers and sisters about this, man, because guess what? It's a sad truth, but Catholicism is wicked, man. It's just wicked. It's wicked, and it's not biblical. I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings, but guess what? Our feelings don't matter when the truth is in this Bible. All I'm doing is reading the Bible and telling you what it says. That's all I'm doing. And I'm bringing historical facts of what happened, man, to our people. I'm showing y'all historical facts on things that the Catholic Church did to our people. It deceived us, man. We got deceived. We got graped into this doctrine. We got killed for this doctrine. Just like in the time of the Maccabees, man. If we didn't accept the gods of the Greeks, we'd get killed. Same thing happened to us, man. If we didn't bow down to white Jesus, we would have died. And a lot of our people, unfortunately, folded. So with that being said, I just wanted to expose the lies, man, that the Catholic Church is hiding. It's not really hidden, but you know what I'm saying? They don't talk about this, right? But like I said, I hope y'all enjoyed the lesson. If y'all have any questions, concerns, please comment them down below. And with that being said, I'm gonna leave it at that. Have a great rest of your Shabbat, family. And I'm gonna say shalom, 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 shalom.